ask you something?
Mm-hmm.
Why didn't you hang up?
I knew you wanted me to. I mean, he was just still talking, and I didn't really understand what he was saying, but I don't know, he sounded upset.
What do you mean upset?
He was like crying at the end of that conversation.
Why?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if I understood. I was trying really hard to understand. And he said, he did call you and he got information on you and he was trying to get to know you and get to know the people around me. And he talked to one of my one of the clowns, I guess, and he got something that he needed to find is something he was looking for that I think is from the stuff he was texting me sounds like maybe a dead friend of his or something. I don't know. But I told him I hoped he was okay. Um and then he cried even more and he said, you like want me to be okay even though I used you. And I
Oh,
was
God.
like, yeah. And then he said she was right about you.
Well, I think I figured out what kind he is. He's got mommy issues. Be careful with that. The minute you show any kind of empathy to someone like that, they latch onto it. And nothing is gonna get them to let go of that. I'm not telling you you're not allowed to contact this person. 'Cause I know, you don't want me to boss you around like that. It's not my intent here. It just bothered me that, like, I wanted to spend time with you. And instead, what happened was I just sat there for almost half an hour, forced to listen to you talk to somebody that had not only violated me, but he was violating you in that conversation. I could hear it. And he also was trying to take advantage of Mumbles. And I'm pretty sure someone close to Party Anarchy. He texted me about it, because I had told him about this guy. He said he's apparently also stalking one of his employees. So when I told you he's stalking me, I meant it. And I didn't really want to sit there and listen to him fill your head with dumb yuck that you yourself said you didn't understand. And he told me, when he called me, that he wanted to make me curious. Curious about him, curious about things in general. And I can't shake the feeling that that phone call was manipulation to make you curious about him and his life and whatever the yuck he has going on. But whomever he has been talking to has shared very intimate things about me and someone that stalked me 6 months ago. Extensively. To the point that that person, after 8 months of no contact, reached out again.
Thaddeus?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so now I'm dealing with that. Because of this stupid yuckhead that thinks he has any right to know things about me. And that's how I found out this other person that threatened me over text wasn't Tad. So now there's potentially 3. And I don't even know why. I don't care to know why. I just didn't want to sit there and listen to it. I don't want to hear you talk about Tad with someone.
I'm sorry. I am.
And I'm sorry I got mad. I'm worried about you. And I missed you. And I wanted to buy you something nice. And I don't know what his interest is in you. And that bothers me.
Well, he called me last week. I mean, I even told you I just kind of brushed it off as like caught a serial killer with a voice changer.
So did I when when he first called me. And it just devolved. I yuckin' toasted the guy in the first phone call.
I'm the one who gave him Mumble's name. It was my fault that he called Mumbles. And I was kind of using Mumbles to judge, like, well, one, if it was real, and then two, if it was something I should be worried about, and then Mumbles kind of like fucked around with him a little bit too and made it, I don't know. It didn't seem that serious. It just seemed like just a weird, lonely guy. And he said, he wanted to help me if he could. And I don't know. He just kind of seemed like he needed a friend, to be honest. He never like,
That's how
I mean,
Tad
there were
started.
times, well, I'm
We
sorry.
were pen pals. That's how, that's how Kenneth started. But it's also how Chatty started, so it's hard for me to.
I mean, yeah, I didn't want to say it, but like, I don't know. I mean, a lot of my friends are crazy and are like, and, have weird shit going on that I try to help with. I didn't, I didn't know that anything had escalated with it while I was gone. And he said on the phone that he was leaving you alone and he wasn't gonna, bother you anymore.
Sure. I believe that when I see it.
I mean, he called a lot of people. Why wouldn't he?
I mean, he called me as recently as yesterday, so. Guess it's a wait and see.
He called me like 6 times while I was out of town. I can't see anymore.
That's obsessive.
Well, to be fair, the last time he was on the phone with me, he called me. I said, I've been compromised. And then I hung up and I left town for 5 days. 4 days, 5 days,
Oh,
whatever. Oh, he was
yeah.
worried. But I'm sorry. I should have just hung up.
I went into Life Invader to look for him so I could kill him.
I thought you had, to be honest.
I didn't.
Because while I was
I
on the
didn't
phone with
find
him, he
him.
started sounding like he was in pain. And I thought you had gone in there and stabbed him in the side and then just walked back out and he was bleeding out on the phone with me.
That was the intent.
Why would he have been in Life Invader?
It's the last place I saw him.
I've never seen him.
But no, I did put my knife away as I ran inside. Because I didn't want you to think that I was going in there to do that. But I took the machete out and I looked for him. I didn't find him. And I walked outside.
I thought that guy at the window was him for half a second. And then
No.
he turned around and he started talking. And then you were asking him about birthstones.
Well, I mean, that part was true.
And you were covered in, maybe you were covered in blood before you went in and I just hadn't
I think
noticed.
I
But,
kind of was because I stabbed that guy that ran into us. And then tried to
okay.
beat me up like 47 times.
Okay, well, I didn't, yeah, know that. Yeah.
I didn't really change after that, so like.
Yeah. No, I mean, that makes sense. It's just,
I just wanted to be transparent that I was going to do that. If I had found him, I would have done that.
what did he... I mean, I know that he said he talked to Thaddeus about you, and Thaddeus told him everything he wanted to know, apparently. And that's where he learned anything.
So here's the thing. I'm not actually sure that he did. I think someone else told him.
Me?
No.
Okay. Because I'm gonna be honest, the moment you said someone was telling him things, I was running it back in my mind. I was like, did I say anything about Tessa that's like not public information? About anyone to anything ever?
Well, I don't know. People are stupid with information, and if he's been calling around, I'm certain that somebody probably fed him something. But also, the way he says things is intentionally quite vague. So when he says something like, he told me all I need to know, I gotta wonder exactly what that entails. Or is he just aware that we had some kind of interaction and he's bluffing about it, that he knows about it? Because he also had the implication that he knew where I lived. But I didn't specifically ask him to tell me where I lived. So does he really know? Or was he just saying that to freak me out? Either way, it's bad for him to say something like that. You know, he's trying to get in my head. But it's those kinds of questions that I wanna know the answer to.
Well,
But I
apparently
also
he's
don't want to
friends with
ask him.
Nancy from New Babylon. But he told me not to tell anybody that, and also not to talk to her about it.
So here's the thing. He was at New Babylon when we were there.
Mumbles told me that, but
I saw
didn't
him.
see him.
He was wearing all black. He's got like a helmet on. And he showed up behind me and started talking. He was really loud and he sounded like a robot, and it made me jump. It scared the yuck out of me. But he wasn't talking to me. I don't even remember what he said. I just remember that he scared me. So then when the next time I saw him, I just kind of was annoyed. But I don't know. I can't shake the feeling that he is just bluffing about a lot of the information he actually has. And that's how he's getting information.
I would believe that. I got that vibe from him. He texted me. Do you want to know what he said?
Sure.
He said, "You are strange. Forgive me, my AI chose you for a reason. You haven't met them yet, but maybe one day you will. They were a pet project of a dear friend of mine, designed to be a helpful virtual assistant. The AI, it's all I have left of her. So I perfected him the best way I know how. Topics, conversations, the ability to adapt, turn, and change. She made that possible. She was remarkable and an extraordinary creature. I just tightened the screws a bit, and suddenly I can't tell who's the virtual assistant."
Oh, God.
Sorry, not dizzy. Me or the AI. If you must know what drove me to be this way, love, I think. Do you need food?
Probably at some point.
The funeral had free food, and I made $20,000, so kind of a W funeral. Here you go.
Thank you. And I hate to make this kind of like all about me and be like, oh, well, mine didn't do this, mine did that, mine did that. When I tell you I'm the most stalked person in the city, I genuinely do mean it. And anything I say is just the experiences I've had. And a lot of them are just so strikingly similar, it's insane. And this is putting all of my red flags up, like, from the beginning.
Okay.
I've had like 13, 14 maybe.
Okay. I hadn't mentally identified him as a stalker before I left town. But I trust, your instinct, and, if that's what's going on, then I won't talk to him. If that is, if that's what you want, if that, like, would make you more comfortable.
Like I said, I'm not mad that you were talking to him. I'm mad at the situation that I was kind of just in. And that was kind of my issue.
Yeah.
And you've already apologized, so I don't want you to think that I'm telling you, oh, you can't talk to this person because this, that, and another.
No, I don't think that.
Okay.
I think, you have, I've never been stalked before, and you have, and this is, triggering those alarm bells for you. So, I trust that. I don't know. I think he just made me curious.
Yeah.
I wanted to help.
Came out of grape seed fields, so we move as a pack. Clowns on the rise, and we ain't looking back. Walk with the crew when the night gets cold. Big shoes stepping, and the story gets told.